Hey everyone, Matt here. And today we're looking at the Uniden AppCam Solo. Now the name Uniden might be familiar to you, as I believe at one point they were the world's largest manufacturer of cordless telephones, and indeed I'm pretty sure every member of my family had a Uniden phone at one point. Well, it's the same Uniden company, but 20 years from that point, they are in the home automation market. So we're going to take a look at the AppCam Solo. Now it's a battery-powered 100% wire-free camera, which means that installation will be pretty simple, especially if you're putting it around the house. You don't really have to do much. You can just put it up on a shelf. It runs off batteries with a 180-day standby time and approximately 800 minutes of recording time. A few other things to keep in mind here is that you can actually put it outside, so there's a bunch of features listed on the back here, one of which is that it's weatherproof. So it has an IP65 rating, which means that it's been blasted by water for a good period of time, and the chamber here is actually dust resistant, and dust cannot enter it. So you can actually put this inside and outside, and when I unbox, I'm actually going to show you it. It comes with a tree mount along with some other things as well, a couple different mounting options. So I'm going to open up the box here and we'll take a look. Alright, so let's open up the box here. So there's the quick start guide itself. So really all you have to do is just follow what's in the quick start guide to get things installed here. So this is the camera itself, and as you'll see, it's pretty small here, very lightweight. I'm going to put that aside for a moment. Here are the batteries here. This is an opener, so this is what's going to allow me to open the camera from the back to put the batteries in. And then a couple different mounts I wanted to show you here. So this is a magnetic mount for, well, you can use it for inside and outside, but I really recommend, this is probably what you want to do with the inside. I'm just going to attach it to the camera here so I can quickly show you. You can see that it sticks and the camera just moves around. This here are the pieces for the outdoor mount. There's some screws and drywall anchors. This is the tree mount. So if you actually want to mount this camera to a tree, or you're like me and you live in a strata complex where you can't drill into the outside walls, this is probably the way that you're going to want to mount your camera. And to that effect, here is the pieces for the outdoor mount. So a couple different options to mount your camera, and we're going to do an outside installation today. Things aren't so exciting inside my house unless you want to see my cat moving back and forth to go and have lunch and go down to the litter box. So I'm going to take this one outside. Quickly just going to install the batteries here, and the one thing that I just wanted to say is that this is actually a little bit difficult to open. So there's a little button at the bottom of the mount here that you push in like that, and then you clip and pull the back base upwards. You're probably going to need the opener tool for that. It's a little bit tight getting on the inside, so you can push the button with your finger, but in terms of opening, you're definitely going to need the opener. So keep this thing handy where you're going to need it every 6 months or so. These do take CR123A batteries, and I'm just going to put them into the camera right now and close things up.
Please run the app, add the camera, and set it up.
Okay, that's what we're going to do next.
The setup process is about a 5 or 10 minute job, and you should do it before you mount your camera. I've actually joined it in progress after selecting a new device and giving it my Wi-Fi access. The whole process is really simplistic. When you download the app in the iOS or Android App Store, there's no lengthy login or sign-up process. Since the Uniden AppCam is completely local, there's no cloud storage options and therefore no accounts to be logged into or created. While setup is happening, I wanted to draw attention to the fact that there's no cloud storage. This means that all footage stored and available to you has to come from a local source. You don't have to, but I'd really recommend that you purchase a 16 to 64 gig Class 10 micro SD card to write all video incidents to. This also creates a timeline of events and automatic recordings for you to access from the app. Without a micro SD card, you'll simply just get real-time views and real-time event notifications. The Uniden AppCam records automatically in 1080p at up to 15 frames per second with full audio. You can access your camera's view anytime from anywhere. Later on in the video, I'm going to show you what a live view and recorded footage looks like But for now, back to the install.
All right, so I'm outside looking for a place to install my camera. As I mentioned, because I live in a strata, I can't actually drill into the walls on the outside here to install the camera permanently. So what I'm going to do is probably going to put it right up there. And I'm going to be using the tree mount to do it. So when I show you the screw mount, the back of the screw mount actually has little slots where you can put the straps for this in and do a mounted installation that way. So here's the back of that mount. So what we're going to do is we're going to thread the tree mount strap through this, and then I'm going to climb up on a ladder and I'm going to strap it into place. Okay, phase one of the installation is done, and so what I'm going to do is grab the rest of the base and clip it in place, and then we're going to put the we're going to mount the camera onto it.
In my excitement to get the camera installed, I forgot to take a video of what it looks like once it's mounted to the beam, so sorry about that. Here's a picture from the review blog. I'm going to get to showing you footage from the camera later, but let's look at the app. One of the nice things about this app is that everything is really customizable. You can set things like frame rates, extensions of times after incident so that you can capture a specific period of it after it wakes up and starts filming. You can access timelines if you have an SD card and all of your previously recorded videos. You can also select clear or fluent mode. By default, the video recordings are clear and real-time live views are fluent. Fluent mode is basically 5 frames per second. Here's a quick snap of me walking by in fluent mode. You can set it to ping your phone with custom noises to alert you, and you can even change the sensitivity settings. Now this one is pretty important. Depending on where you install, you're probably going to have to play with those sensitivity settings for a little bit, maybe for the first few days. Otherwise, you're going to get bombarded with false alarms of squirrels, trees swaying in the wind, and stuff like that. You can also have AppCam email you all notifications, so imagine getting 175 emails a day with false alarms. For those reasons, Uniden recommends you don't install this directly facing a busy street with constantly moving traffic less than 50 feet away, and I recommend you play with your sensitivity settings until you have the right balance. As for where you can install this camera, well really it can go anywhere in your home. You can put it anywhere inside in high traffic areas, maybe outside in the entranceway, or hey, you can even throw it up in a tree. That's the beauty of this camera, is that because it's weatherproof, you can pretty well install it anywhere you need it. The only thing to keep in mind is the temperature range. Ideally, you want to have this camera performing in temperatures from -10 Celsius to about 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple really quick videos to end. This is a live feed outside my home as I'm putting the video together. It's not really exciting, but shows you how well things work in the dark. A couple recorded videos will follow where you can hear how well it picks up sound. One is a video of me leaving home, another is my neighbor's kids running home from the park, and lastly, a pizza delivery guy turning around at the top of my drive up. Sadly, the pizza wasn't for me.
So a couple last notes in closing, just a reminder that it really does make sense for you to invest in a micro SD card for this. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to capture footage remotely and archive it. The other thing, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it does create a timeline of events, and it'll tell you when the videos were filmed and allow you to download those videos remotely to your phone. The last thing is to spend a couple days with this. It's not going to be perfect right out of the box, but spend a couple days tinkering with those sensitivity settings. Remember, you can set to low, medium, or high, just to make sure that you are capturing the right things and not necessarily everything. So I set this to high for the first couple days I had this, and I was capturing about 400 megs worth of video data in a very, very quiet neighborhood, so you can only imagine what that's like if you are in a busier neighborhood. Otherwise, you're good to go. This is the Uniden AppCam Solo, now available at Best Buy and online at bestbuy.ca. I'm Matt. Please subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this, and we'll see you next time.